What's going on, champs and champions? It's FireMonkey here, and today we have to talk about something very interesting with Fortnite. But before we even talk about that, something I want to mention is you may have noticed some weird oddities going on with the past few videos on this channel, mainly the videos looking more, I guess, lower quality than normal. And to simply explain what was happening, I found out that for some reason, at some point, I went to send one of my friends something on Discord, and accidentally recorded the videos which are still being uploaded in 1440p at 1080p. So, you know, that should be fixed with this video. You might see a higher quality buff on whatever's going on here, but I thought I would just mention that. And with that said, today's topic, as you could already tell by the title and thumbnail of everything going on, is going to be related to NA Central. And in fact, that is the region I'm currently playing this bot lobby on right now, and it's the brand new region that got added to this update. We had leaked it in previous updates before, you know, when we were talking about all the new stuff going on with Fortnite. We were like, oh hey, you know, they added this NA Central region, but right now it doesn't appear like it's enabled, and it only appeared like, you know, it would be better if you're someone who lived in like Texas or Mexico in order to get a better connection. However, this has major implications that we weren't even expecting once it officially did release in the update we're in right now. So right now in game, you have, you know, EU, you have NA East, NA West, NA Central now, and you have all your other regions and everything else. However, the most important thing that's going on here is something that was mentioned by Fortnite Competitive over on Twitter. Now, as you guys know, based on the whole entire region system, at least before this update, how it would work is if you played in a tournament, right, there'd be a different prize pool for NA East and NA West. So by adding a third North America server being NA Central, that means that the prize pool is going to be even more split up because, you know, you have less regions competing in, well, I mean, you have less people in each of the North America regions competing because they're going to have a lot more people moving over to Central, depending on how much better their ping might be or something like that. And Epic Games actually was aware of this, right? So instead of making it so you were able to actually do the competitive events in NA East, NA West, or NA Central, they've gone ahead and stated that going forward, starting with the next season of Fortnite, they are going to make it so if you want to play any competitive event in North America, you are going to have to play on NA Central. There won't be NA East or NA West tournaments anymore, and all of the tournaments for North America are going to be on one actual server now, being the NA Central servers. And what this basically means is a few things. One, there's a chance that you might actually have a laggier experience if you don't have the best ping in NA Central, while you might have better ping on West or East. So that is a little bit of a compromise you're going to have to give up in order to actually play in these competitive events. But two, it does mean that the NA Central prize pool should be bigger than the, you know, slightly separated prize pool of NA West and East, because of the fact that now you're going to get all of the North America player base on one entire server region instead of having them split up across the multiple regions. So we should be seeing, you know, a difference in how competitive players are actually playing based on, you know, of course, lag and all that type of stuff. But also we should be seeing higher prize pools for North America, because instead of everything, of course, being split up, it's all going to be inside of one region. So it's kind of like there's some positives and negatives to this whole entire situation, right? Of course, you know, having a bigger prize pool looks nicer because it's like, oh, hey, you know, North America's getting some love, right? Even though it would have been the same if it was split up, it just means that, of course, you know, there's going to be less opportunities for you to actually go ahead and participate in all these different regions or whatever, all at different times in order to get a higher chance of skins or whatever. So we should be seeing higher prize pools, but it does mean that, you know, all the regions are going to be related to one server now for North America. So there might be people who have laggier experiences in these cups, and on top of that, we are going to be noticing something that's going to be a little difficult for people to adjust to, which is the fact that now we're going to have all these events and stuff being based on North America Central time zones instead of having a different time zone for NA West and NA East. Basically, so think about it like this, right? NA West and NA East have kind of had different time zones for events before, allowing for people in those different regions to have a more optimal time to actually participate, because when people might be available for NA East, they might not be available for NA West, right? So it was kind of just like another option for people to use if they weren't available all the time. However, with this change, that does mean that we're going to be seeing less time zones available, since everything's going to be combined basically into one region entirely, and it does mean that there's a chance that you might end up on the, you know, like bad end of the situation where you get really good ping from NA Central or NA West or East or something like that, and this is like your main region to play in, but all of the tournaments happen at a very weird time zone now that you aren't able to find a compromise in order to actually participate. And that is one of the, the non-talked about downsides to the whole entire situation I've noticed recently, is just the ability for people to participate because of different time zones, and if someone might be working at a certain time or something, where they're kind of losing that opportunity because of NA West and Central, NA West, Central, and East all getting combined into just NA East, right? So it is going to be just a weird situation, and it is going to be something we're gonna have to watch evolve over time, see if Epic Games makes any changes here or there, but it is something that is very important to kind of talk about, and it deserved its own rambling video like this one from me, just because it is a major change to stuff going on. And we know that in the past there's been people who moved to a region like NA East and moved to a specific location that would be better for them, ping wise or whatever, so they would have the best ping in these tournaments or whatever, and now they're going to potentially have to move again if their life and everything they do, like their career relates to competitive, and they want to make sure they get the best advantage possible. So there's a chance that maybe we even see people moving where their living location is, just so they have a better ping in that NA Central zone. But of course, all that waits to be seen, and I thought I would just, keep you guys in the loop with everything going on in Fortnite, especially since, the new Central is an interesting thing, right? I guess new region is an interesting thing, not new Central, because it's just this whole entire situation that, we weren't really thinking we would see, because in the longest time, right, forever now, basically, we've heard about Epic Games working on different regions and stuff so many times now, but we never saw them actually really do much with it. We just kind of, saw that it was like, hey, there's this region here that is being worked on, and then there'd be a lot of people on Twitter spamming nonstop for months, being like, when are we going to see this region? And the spam was kind of starting already with NA Central when we leaked that, and NA Central is the only one from all the past attempts or whatever that we've talked about that has actually ended up fully releasing into the game, so that is a nice thing to see, right? And maybe it could even be a way for them to start working on more servers or more regions and combining them together for tournaments and stuff in order to make it a better experience overall for the players. But of course, they have to work with Amazon and all that type of stuff because they use the Amazon web servers and whatever else, so it's just a way for us to kind of theorize, hey, could we see more servers in the future, since they've worked on all these ideas before and never released them, but they finally released NA Central? Maybe. We just gotta wait and see, and who knows, maybe later down the line we'll have some weird thing happen where Epic Games just decides, you know what, we're getting rid of NA East and NA West, and we're just going to merge everything into NA Central, so you have EU servers, or the EU region, you have Middle East region, you have all those regions, and then you have North America region. Imagine if one day that was just the only option, and it would just find the best server dedicated to where you're located. It would be an interesting thing just overall, especially since they are combining the competitive events to all be in one centralized region anyways, so who knows, maybe we'll see something wacky like that happen in the future. But with that said, my name's FireMonkey. Hope you champs and champettes enjoyed vibing with me today, just listening to me ramble while we played some bot lobbies and got shot at from someone who's not outside the storm. And let's go ahead and eliminate a few more bots before we end off this video. Now, I gotta admit, I really love the exotic weapons and stuff, and it sucks that we're going to be seeing things like the Hop Rock Dualies get vaulted next update, just because I really enjoy the Hop Rock Dualies. But Epic Games is Epic Games, so we gotta deal with it. Anyways, with that said, peace out.